What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, check it out. Dune Part 2 is doing great right now, dominating the box office in its opening weekend. You can see on this headline by Deadline, Dune Part 2 rises sandworm to $178.5 million worldwide open. It's doing better than expected because a lot of these outlets last week and the weeks prior, they said, oh, yeah, it might do $160 million, maybe even $170 million. This thing can still creep up to $180 million in the worldwide box office before all is said and done, before the dust settles for this weekend. So Dune Part 2 is doing great. And listen, this is what happens, folks, okay? This is what happens when you care about the work that you're doing, when you show the audience that you give a damn about the project, you give a damn about the audience. You want the audience to have a great experience in the theaters. You're not just making some slop just to throw it out there and hope these clowns, throw some money at it. It's like, yeah, man, give me your money in the box office, buy these tickets to come see this trash that we just made. Yeah, nobody's doing that anymore. We're hip to the game now, Hollywood. If you're not delivering the goods, if you're not giving us an experience like Dune, it's going to get to the point where we need event films where we can tell there's been a lot of love and energy and passion put into this project. You got a good director. You got good writers. All right. You have a great cast, an amazing cast. The cast knocked it out of the park with Dune. This is one of the best acting jobs I've seen in a film in several years. So I love the cast. I love the story. I love everything about this. The cinematography is amazing. And again, when you put that sort of effort in, for your audience, say, yo, audience, we want to give you guys something special. Here you go. We're going to deliver the goods. We're going to spend an appropriate amount of money so we can make sure we make our money back. But at the same time, we're going to give you something that you can really go and enjoy. This is an event. Go check it out. See it in the biggest format possible, IMAX, because it deserves it. And look what happens. Oh, yeah, $178 million, and it could get higher. But yeah, this is what it takes now in Hollywood. You're not going to be able to get away with, just fly-by-night comic book movies. Nope. You're going to have to absolutely deliver the goods each and every time. And not like this trash right here, okay? Not like Madam Web. Madam Web didn't deliver the goods by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, this was just utter trash. Bad acting, bad story, bad directing, bad special effects, just bad. Just a bad movie. And it got trash word of mouth, so nobody came and watched this. It's still sitting at not even 100 million. Look, not even 100 million on the worldwide box office. This movie has been out for 3 weeks now? It's been out for 3 weeks and nobody's checking for this thing because the word of mouth was out. The trailers looked bad. Again, you're going to have to deliver the goods. People are not going to show up for this trash. They're just not going to do it. They'll wait for it to come out on Netflix. That's what a lot of people are saying. Nah, I think I'll just wait for Madam Web to come out on Netflix. I can wait. This don't look like anything pressing, like I got to see it today. I can wait for this to drop on Netflix and not a day before. All right. I ain't watching it one day before that. Unless I, went Straw Hat Luffy with it. I'm not watching this movie until it's dropping on something that I can. Yeah. All right, cool. But spending $15 to $20 to go into theaters? No, sir. No, sir. All right. It's going to have to be something of quality. It's going to have to be something that's getting good word of mouth, that the critics love as well as the audience. I think the critic scores are going to actually start mattering a little bit more, even though I personally don't care. I think your general audience members, not the people that are tied into film and film review and film punditry. I think for, just your general or average audience members, I think they're absolutely going to start looking, okay, man, I can't be affording to throw my bread at some trash. So what's the critic score saying? What's the audience score saying? Yeah, it's going to have to look like this. It's going to have to be something in the 90s, 80s, and 90s. Anything in the 70s, they're going to be like, I don't know, man, I can wait for Netflix, especially if they're not a fan of it already. I don't want y'all to keep in mind, this is a science fiction movie. Dune is kind of closer to hardcore sci-fi. It's not Star Wars. It's not fantasy sci-fi. It's a lot more hardcore science fiction than, fantasy science fiction. So, I mean, a sci-fi movie to do the numbers that it's doing, that's pretty impressive. And again, that shows you that audiences, they're eager, they're hungry. I'll go and watch a sci-fi film, whatever, okay? As long as I know that there's some passion behind it. This thing looked good. The first one was really good. All right, let's go and see the second one. So yeah, I mean, you're going to have to get this kind of performance in order to get this type of performance, all right? This 178.5 million. In order to get to these numbers, You're going to have to deliver the goods now, Hollywood. People are not just going to come into the theaters. Money is tight. People are watching every expenditure that they're putting out there. They're not just about to drop, here you go, 100 and, $20, $30 or whatever for, a day at the movies. Nah. Okay. It's got to be great. There's way too many entertainment options out there. So, yeah, for Dune to do this is extraordinarily impressive. Let's go ahead and check it out. Coming in ahead of projections following a strong Saturday, Warner Brothers Legendary Entertainment's Dune Part 2 has stormed to a $178.5 million global opening. Of that, $97 million is from the international box office. And then it goes on to say it did better than Ready Player One, above Godzilla v. Kong, 12% behind Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1, and then 16% below Oppenheimer. While full weekend estimates fluctuated yesterday, the domestic bow ultimately came in at $81.5 million, and overseas saw terrific play on the weekend as audiences responded like a sandworm to a thumper with $11.1 million in admissions. And yeah, here's the thing that I think is very, very important for Dune, because it says here it is now expected to have playability amid a clear runway. There's nothing coming up for the next couple of weeks. That's really going to kind of mess with Dune. There's nothing coming up for the next couple of weeks. Next couple of weeks, we got Imaginary next week, which is like a little horror film. And I don't think this is going to mess with Dune too much. Then you got Kung Fu Panda after that. Actually, let's take a look at the rundown. Okay, so Dune Part 2, there you go. What's coming up after that? Yeah, Imaginary, like I said, it's a little horror movie with a teddy bear. I don't think that Dune has anything to worry about. It looks like it might be good, though. The trailer actually looked decent, so it might be a lot of fun. Kung Fu Panda, which is going to act as some sort of counter-programming, because what's in theaters for kids right now? Nothing. So parents with the kids, just say, hey, let's go and check out Kung Fu Panda. That'll be all right. So I think Kung Fu Panda will do well. This movie Cabrini, know nothing about it. Again, this is what Dune has in its way as far as competition is concerned. Arthur the King. I think if some families might go and check this out. This is one of those little lost dog movies. Stars Mark Wahlberg. It's coming out on the 15th. So I think this one might actually get some burn, but not a lot. Knox Goes Away. I'm interested to watch this one. Okay, with Michael Keaton. Who else was in this? Al Pacino, Michael Keaton, James Marsden. Pretty solid cast. That's coming out on March 15 as well. So I'll probably definitely be interested in checking that out. And then we get finally the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. All right, so that's 3 weeks from now. This is what I would consider the first big kind of, major release that's going to be some sort of competition for Dune, where, competition for theater seats and dollars and everything. So yeah, I think that they got a nice 3-week runway, to just run up and make as much money as they possibly can. And then after that, of course, Immaculate. I'm not sure how that's going to do. But then we get to Godzilla, X Kong, the New Empire. So yeah, Dune has a long stretch where they can make a whole lot of money over there. But not only that, okay, strong word of mouth, okay? It's got strong word of mouth working in its favor as well. And that's what these movies today are going to need that. Everybody's going to be coming here. They're going to be looking at this. Okay, what's this look like? We got a good tomato score? Okay, cool. We got a good audience score? All right, cool. All right, that works. That works. What are my friends saying? All of this stuff can be deceitful. What are my friends saying, about this? So I know a couple of people that I, trust. What are they saying about Dune? Or better yet, I go to YouTube. I have some YouTubers that I trust, and I watch their out of the theater review. What are they saying? Forget all of that. Maybe I need to go to the YouTube reviews, but the word of mouth. All right. This is technically word of mouth as well. When you have a 95% audience score, it's 95 on both sides. All right. So yeah, you can trust that. All right. This sounds like something that I might be willing to throw my money after, especially if I saw the original Dune and I was like, oh, first Dune was pretty good. So maybe I'll go and check this one out too. So yeah, Dune is doing the business right now, but the bigger thing I think that really cascades into this story is the total box office for the year has been down. We've been covering that. All right. So the January box office is down 11% year over year from 2023 to 2024. And then if we switch it up to February, February is down 47.5% year over year. Now, again, these movies are still being watched. We just got into March, so it's just not closed off as of yet. Bob Marley, One Love is going to continue to make some more money. Madam Web might continue to make a little bit of change. Argyle as well. But yeah, this number is not going to ever level out. I don't think they're going to reach $485 million for the February 2024 box office, which means that we're going to be down 2 months, okay? January down, February down. Now we're headed into March. What does March look like? Yeah, March going to be a rough one. $698 million. That was 23. So 24 has got to damn near hit $700 million. And so does Dune Part 2 and Ghostbusters and what was the other one? Godzilla and the Imaginary Teddy Bear and all of these Kung Fu Panda. Do they have enough juice to hit $700 million overall in the month? Okay, domestic. These are all domestic numbers. Does it have the juice? Only time will tell. But I think the main thing is that Dune Part 2, if anything, it has perhaps reignited the audience's, love for the theatrical experience, because that's what audiences want. Hey, man, I forgot what it's like to go to a theater and watch a good movie. We want the theatrical experience. And if we get something like Dune Part 2, that's a good movie filled with great action, great acting, emotion, comedy, just everything that is in Dune Part 2. You guys saw my review. Has it all. So if we get films like this or more films like this, I think Hollywood would sort itself out. But going back again, this is just, kind of illustrating, the health of the health of Hollywood right now. How things are going. Are people coming to Hollywood and checking out, these films? This is the health of the film industry that we're looking at when we see the film industry is taking a big loss right now. There's no pandemic. There's none of that stuff going on. People are just not interested in going to theaters right now, And so, yeah, you would think that, okay, we are on the rebound, after the pandemic. You just looking at January, look at the numbers January used to do. At least like 300, 400, 400, somewhere in the $400 million range is what you would expect. Yeah, it's not even going to crack 200 million. That's the problem that I'm seeing right now. This is the health of Hollywood. This is where we're at. So we'll have to see how it goes. But folks, what do you guys think about the box office right now? Dune, is it going to reignite people's love for going back to the movies and checking things out in theaters? That is what my question is to you. You guys let me know what you think. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.